Hello everyone, I am Juvenil Dihito and I am here to talk about some random problems involving permutation, combination, and probability. So let's start with the first one. So the first question is, in how many ways can the letters from the word CZG be arranged? So as we can see with this problem, it is asking for a number of ways a word CZG can be ordered. And we all know that upon looking for ways where order matters, it is referring to permutation. So what is permutation, by the way? So let us recall what is permutation. So the term permutation refers to the mathematical calculation of numbers of ways a particular set can be arranged. So put simply, a permutation is a word that describes a number ways can things be ordered or arranged. So with permutations, the order of arrangement matters. So we can solve the first problem with the permutation formula. And the permutation formula is NPR equals n factorial over n minus r factorial, wherein n is the total number of things and r is the number of things to be selected and then arranged. So in our first problem given, there are 6 letters in the word C, Z, G. And there is a letters which repeated twice, and it is the letter Y. So in our n is 6 and our r is 3. So we'll just substitute the given values to the permutation formula. Then we can have NPR equals 6 factorial over 6 minus 3 factorial. And we all know that 6 factorial is the same as 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And 6 minus 3 factorial equals 3 factorial. And 3 factorial is also same as 3 times 2 times 1. Then we will do the cancellation from the numbers in the denominator, which is the 3 factorial, to the numerator, which is the 3 times 2 times 1 or the 3 factorial also. And then we will multiply the remaining numbers in the numerator, which are the 6, 5, and 4. So 6 times 5 equals 30. 30 times 4 equals 120. So therefore, the number of ways a word CZG can be ordered is 120. So let's move on to the next problem. What is the probability that a choose card from a standard deck is either a queen or ace? So we all know that in a standard deck, there are 52 cards. And in the 52 cards, there are 4 queen cards and 4 ace cards. So we will just add the 4 aces and the 4 queens, then we can have 8. And we will over it with 52, which is our total number of cards since we are asking for the probability. So after all, we can get 2 over 13. So therefore, the probability that a choose card from a standard deck is either a queen or ace is 2 over 13. The next problem is, in how many ways that a 5 items true or false question be answered? So in this item, we will going to apply the fundamental counting principle. So what is fundamental counting principle, by the way? So fundamental counting principle is an important principle in math. It states that the number of ways for multiple independent event to occur simultaneously is equal to the product of the number of ways each event can happen. So we will use the principle in mathematical application involving independent events and counting techniques, just like the given problem. So in the problem, we have 2 choices, which is the true and the false. And we have a 5 item test. So we're just going to multiply 2 5 times, like 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, or simply raise 2 to the power of 5. So we can get 32. Therefore, a 5 item true or false question be answered in 32 ways. The next problem is, Earl plans to go to Bicol to visit his parents. He can reach Bicol by sea, by air, and by land. Suppose that there are 3 ways by sea, 2 ways by air, and 5 ways by land. In how many ways can he go to Bicol? So in this problem, it is asking for a ways, but the order of selection does not matter. So it was a combination, or we can conclude that it was combination, since combination is a way of selecting items from collection where the order of selection does not matter. So we will use the combination formula, which is NCR equals n factorial over r factorial times n minus r factorial, where n is the total number of objects in a set while r is the number of objects selected. So we'll just substitute the given values. So we have our n is 10 and we have our r is 3. Then it will become 10c3 equals 10 factorial over 3 factorial times 10 minus 3 factorial. So 10 factorial is same as 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 5 times 6 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And 3 factorial is same as 3 times 2 times 1. Then 10 minus 3 factorial equals 7 factorial. So next is, we will do the cancellation. So we can cancel the 7 factorial from the denominator to the numerator, which is 7654321 in the numerator. Also, the 3 in the denominator from the 9 in the numerator, since 9 is divisible by 3. Also, the 2 in the denominator to the 8 in the numerator, since 8 is also divisible by 2. So, the remaining values would be 10 times 3 times 4, and it is equals to 120. So therefore, there are 120 ways Earl can go to Bicol. So thank you, and I hope you learned something.